Hello, I am Gavin Munger, and I will be cooking pork chops tonight. First, we will have our pork chop meat, such as our thick ones and our skinny ones. We have our seasonings, which is garlic salt, seasoned pepper, and we will need butter to put in the pan, which I will in a minute. And of course, we will have our sharp knife to cut through, our dull knife, and a fork to flip them. Now I will start by putting the thick ones in the pan. You always put the thick ones in the pan first because they take a little while to cook. Now you want to keep your butter. You want your butter to melt in the pan. Once it's melted enough, you will place your thick ones. Unless you didn't buy thick ones, you would place your skinny ones. But in the case, I bought thick ones, so now I'll put them in first. But when you have the butter, and you want to shake the pan. As you can clearly see, I am shaking this pan to get the butter moving around. And I'm going to go over a little safety. Never leave flammable stuff such as this over here where the fire is, because you could potentially catch it on fire. And your utensils. Never leave utensils in pan, outside pan, or anywhere else except a plate, such as here where my plate is. Always be around your surrounding. Be mindful of your surroundings. So if anyone's coming in, always be mindful of them. And that will be it for the safety talk. So now I'm going to get my thick pork chops in. When you hear a nice little soft sizzle, like if you can hear it right now, that means you are good. Now that you have them in, what you now want to do is you want to season that side with your garlic salt and your seasoned pepper. Now that you have the garlic salt in, you leave it out. Now you get your pepper salt. Same thing. Now on thick ones, it's gonna maybe take, I'd say, maybe 4 or 5 minutes on each side. You never want to keep flipping pork chops. If you keep flipping pork chops, you'll never cook it through. And to make sure, and the only way to tell that a pork chop's ready to eat, you need to cut inside it. And if it's white, it's perfect. But any color, like such as pink, that is not ready. That is still raw. It needs to be white in order for you to eat. Okay, now that it's been 5 minutes, we will want to flip our pork chops. When you see that nice little crust, that crust around the edges right there, that's really good. When you see how when it's turning white, that means it's good. It's getting cooked. As I said before, it cannot be pink on the inside. It is still raw. It has to be pink, even though it looks like it's cooked. It's still the thick. It's still not maybe cooked. So we'll let these go on the other side for 5 minutes, and then we'll cut inside one and see if it's white. If it's pink, stays in there. If it's white, comes out, and it's ready to be served for the family. Hello, now I'm going to check inside to make sure they're ready. If you can't see it, that is white, not pink. So this one is now ready to put onto our plate. That means we know. Now I usually cut another one open to make sure that's white. Now I know that all of these are ready, and I put them on my plate. Over here now. Now what I like to do sometimes is I like to put this at the bottom, and then I usually will pour a little bit on it like that. I put it back in there. Grab my fork. Put the butter in there. Then I put my next set, since I still have some thick ones, I'll put the thick ones in. Now that I have my thick ones in, what I usually do is I split my thick ones into 3 parts. Then I put at least 3 or 2 of them in here. And then once they're ready, these should be ready. I mean, once I'm ready to put these, these will probably be ready. Then I'll be able to put all the rest of them in here. Then that will be it. Then I do the same thing. This is the end of what I got. This is the pork chops. This is our thick ones and our skinny ones. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And if you subscribe, there will be more of this. I'll be doing arcade videos. Going to arcades, getting as many tickets as I can. And I'll be doing a safety video this Friday on what to do and not to do in a kitchen. And that will be all. Peace out.